The novelist tries ever so hard. Zarastro's going further in front. Snippets is all over. Zarastro, too good for them. 2.5.
Hi guys, welcome to the Final Gallop, proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group, episode 370. Today we'll preview our runners for the Grand Prix Stakes Raceday at Eagle Farm on Saturday. Good morning, Andrew. Not just at Eagle Farm on Saturday, but we've got Friday night at the Gold Coast as well. How you going this morning?
Dente, how you going, mate? I'm very good. We obviously a big day of racing, big weekend of racing actually, as we lead into Magic Millions. Everything's geared up from now on in to that point. You know, we're working back from that two big days now, actually the 10th and the 17th, and everything that we do in the lead up is very important for those days coming up. So yeah, it's a big weekend coming up, and as we really start to focus on Magic Millions.
And just looking back before we look forward, we had a good day at Dunemann last Friday with the Metro meeting, a bit of a tough day there on Saturday, but we got through it, and there'll be more races to be won this weekend. What are your thoughts from last week?
Yeah, it was just obviously, one of those days on Saturday that, you become a bit complacent in that we get winners most weekends and almost Saturdays, and that just happened, just didn't work out for us on the day for a number of reasons. So had a lot of short price favourites that went down, unfortunately. The silver lining of that was on Friday, we had an owners luncheon at Gianni's. Best food in Portside, thanks Gianni, and Tony tipped 3 for the day, and they all won. So, and I think they won 350, 280, and 650. So we had a lot of happy owners. So that was a bit of a good thing for last weekend.
Beautiful. And just before we get into the preview for this week, we just want to announce the winner of our Christmas promotion with the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. The prize is a night's accommodation with a buffet breakfast at the Pullman Brisbane Airport Hotel. Andrew, who is our winner for this competition?
Yeah, thanks to our good old 5-star out there at the Brisbane Airport's Hotel Group. Big fella's in love too, so he's hard to get hold of at the moment. But the winner this week is Cameron Bearton. So well done, mate. We'll be in touch. 5-star will be in touch with you, please, if we can get him away from his new love.
So we'll get on to the business of the program, onto our preview for Eagle Farm this Saturday. The rail will be in the 3-metre position. Track is currently a soft 5. Should probably get to a good 4 with fine weather forecast. Should set up for a good fair day's racing there on Saturday, Andrew.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope you can win from anywhere on the track, and I think that's important. Leading in these big days, we just want to make sure that it's a good even track, and hopefully we'll get that on Saturday.
Sounds good. We'll get into the first of our runners for the weekend. We'll start in race 3, the Class 3 handicap over 1,200 metres. We will have one runner in this race. Now is the hour. We'll carry 57 kilos with Angela Jones on board. We'll jump from barrier 3. The early odds with Ladbrokes are $2.05 to win and $1.24 for the place. He was super 2-star to go, winning in track record time on that really fast track. Just beaten by a head last star, but he loves this track, loves this distance. He's going super. Angela on board, sets up nicely for him.
Yeah, he sort of sat off him last time, which was added a new dimension to his bow, and it was good enough. He sort of went back to the inside where he didn't really want to be, and when he's seen that horse come on the outside, he sort of kicked again. So I think that really sets him up well for this race. There's probably that's interesting, really improved last time leading. So if that wants to kick up from barrier 1, we'll just sit off it. If not, we'll take the lead. And there's a couple of interesting horses in this one. There's a couple that have come from interstate, which you really got to respect. But this fella's a horse we really like a lot, and it really sets up nice for him, and he's a really, really good winning chance.
On to our next runner. We'll be in race 6, the Group 3 Grand Prix Stakes for 3 rolls over 1,800 metres. We'll have one runner in this race, State Opera. She will carry 55 kilos with Daniel Moore to take the steer, jump from barrier 6. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $35 to win and $7.50 for the place. She was super 2-star to go at Eagle Farm. Bit of a messy race last start at Dunemann. She'll appreciate getting back to Eagle Farm, that nice open track there.
Yeah, it's obviously, as you step up in distance, you can get a result that's out of the blue. I know that happened last time in the City to Surf, and this looks pretty similar as well. A lot of unexposed horses who will improve going up in distance. Her pedigree suggests this is probably going to be on the outer range of what she's going to be able to get to, but you've got to take in line Kermadec. So obviously, he can get one that'll stay a mile and a half and whatever else. So I thought she really showed last time she'll be looking for this trip. If you've seen it, go back and watch the videos and look at the last 100 metres, super through the line. So I can see her really loving this trip, and particularly back at Eagle Farm. I think she could surprise us.
Yep. On to our next runner. we'll have 2 runners possibly in the next race. Race 7 is the Listed Gold Edition plate for 3-year-olds over 1,200 metres. Been lucky enough to win this 3 times in the past with some of our stable favourites, Zoo Style, Isotope and Golden Boom. We'll have up to 2 runners this year. First of our runners is our special guest behind us, just enjoying a bit of breakfast. Spanish Treasure will carry 57 kilos. Angela Jones will take the steer, jump from barrier 4. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $27 to win and $6 for the place. First up for this summer campaign, just got stuck behind a pretty smart one last preparation, but he's jumped out really well, doing everything right at home. How do you think it sets up for him?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, there was nothing more certain than that we'd be in front of Spanish Treasure today because the producer of the show has got a share in it. So I thought that might be the case coming here. But yeah, no, there looks good speed in this race. I think from the barrier, if we can sit in the first couple of pairs, I think he'll get a great run. Really good form lines, this horse. Obviously, Alpha Sophie, he ran second to twice, and I think. And in the other race, Special Artist beat him, so who come out and won last week. So, look, he's a horse that we think's got really good ability. Yet to win a race, so until he does that, you can't spruik him too much. But he goes there with a really good each-way chance. I think the top 2 are very hard to beat.
Yes.
In what is a very good quality race. And again, as we get closer to these Magic Millions race days, the quality of opposition is just getting bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm. The second of our runners possibly will be High Barbie. Emily Lang will take the steer with 55 kilos. Fortunately drawn barrier 14. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $31 for the win and $6.50 for the place. Makes it tough from the barrier, but look, she was super last start in the Mode Stakes there, flashing home on a day when it was hard to make ground.
Yeah, very highly unlikely to run. I spoke to Jennifer Acton yesterday, and we both come, and obviously Tony, and we sort of come to the conclusion she won't go around. If for some reason she ends up and we can change our mind, that might happen. But what a show last time, she's back in form. Look, she showed plenty as a 2-year-old. She probably quite hasn't done it since then. Again, her target's Magic Millions Skinnies on the second day of Magic Millions Carnival. And we'll probably, if we don't go here, we'll go either to the Vote Rogue on the 3rd, or there's a race on the 10th, then back up the week after into the Magic Millions Skinnies. So that's her objective for this prep. So very unlikely she'll run tomorrow.
On to the next of our runners will be in race 8, the Listed Lough Neagh Stakes over 1,300 metres. Stable's been lucky enough to win this 3 times in the past. Most important, won it twice, and also Fontellina 10 years ago. So going back through the record books there. But this year we will have Rockribbed stepping out. Ryan Maloney will take the steer, carry 57.5 kilos, jump from barrier 11. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $8 for the win, $2.50 for the place. With super last start in the Tats recognition over $13.50 at Doomben. Ryan Maloney is riding in super form. He'll need to pull out one of his better rides from the draw, but it looks to set up quite well for him. He enjoys being in the Eagle Farm as well. Yeah,
good to mention Fontellina there. Great horse for the stable. Boise, I think he still has nightmares when Spirit of Boom beat him in the Group 1, but sorry mate, don't give me a headbutt about that. Yeah, back to the horse, going super. I don't think the draw is that much of an issue. When you say that, he's drawn wide, he's drawn the widest gate, and that can present a problem. But I think if you look at the speed in the race, I think he gets across nicely. I think being whiting and really getting into his flow, he's got a really big action on him. He was super during the week. He's definitely got his mojo back. Whether he's good enough to beat some of these, unsure. But he's going there in really good spirits.
Certainly deserves his spot there.
Absolutely.
Yep, be a good race. On to the next of our runners. We'll be in race 9, the open handicap over 1,800 metres. We will have Felix the Scat. Mark Duplessis will take the ride. He'll jump for barrier 2 and carry 53.5 kilos. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $6.50 for the win and $2.15 for the place. One over 1,800 metres, last preparation in a small field. Gets in with a really nice lightweight here. Drawn to get a really soft run. Should enjoy the good ground. Going super here at home.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of keys in this. Obviously this is a really good lead up for him to go to the
shootout.
To the shootout, yeah. Next time over 2,100. So he was duly accepted. We've gone the 1,800 because it leads better into that race. Obviously we're trying to chase the wild card for the Sub-Zero on Magic Millions Day. So you could say it's a means to an ends race, but he's drawn perfectly. He's got a light weight, and the horse is going super. So it wouldn't surprise if he ran a super race.
They'll know he's there, that's for sure. And then on to the final race of the day. Race 10 is a benchmark 85 handicap over 1,200 metres, restricted to cutest horses this race. We will have 2 runners here. The first of those is Johnny Rambo. We'll carry 57.5 kilos with Angela Jones on board. We'll jump from barrier 4. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $3.30 to win and $1.50 for the place. He was super first up, coming home in one of the best sectionals. At Dunemann first up over the 11.10. We'll enjoy getting out to 1,200 metres. Eagle Farm as well, drawn well. Certainly plenty of positives for him there.
Yeah, probably appropriate. His name's John Rambo. He's not the easiest to ride, this fella, but if his first up run was super. You go back and look at it, the way he closed off was outstanding. He's clearly got the talent. He's won second up. He loves the track. He's going to be up to this to his eyeballs, and I think he's a massive chance.
On to the second of our runners will be Bossed Up. We'll carry 56.5 kilos. Ryan Maloney will take the steer and jump for barrier 10. Early odds with Ladbrokes are $3.20 for the win and $1.45 for the place. He's just been in super form. First time at 1,200 metres, but the way he's been relaxing in run, certainly don't think it's any issue. He's going super, loves Eagle Farm. He'll certainly run a good race once again.
Yeah, just another good one for strong bloodstock who really bat overs with what they buy. They year after year with us, they just buy horses that aren't over expensive and they just keep getting results. And this fella's another one of them. Keeps improving, drawn poorly, but he's going to get back anyway. He's going to have to conserve his energy. He's got a really good finish, this fella, and again, you can see him really being in this race as well. You know, they're both very tight in the market and they could easily run the Quinella. The best of the two for me, given the gate, would be John Rambo.
Get into the final furlong of the Final Gallop. Andrew, who is your best winning chance at Eagle Farm this Saturday?
Yeah, I haven't really got a best each way, so I'm going to take 2 winning chances, and I think they'll both get out a little bit in the market, so I wouldn't be taking the early odds. I think John Rambo, and now's the hour.
Beautiful. And then we also have a few at Friday night at the Gold Coast in the Silks Under the Stars meeting down there. Should be a beautiful meeting under the lights there. Anything to follow down there in a couple of those big races?
Yeah, I don't know whether I'm allowed to do this, but if I was having a bet down there, I'd just take the trifecta in race 3, just box it now. So we've got 4 in the race. I think we'll run the trifecta, and it'll be a nice juicy return. They're all going super. They're hard to split. Obviously the gates will determine luck in running, but I think we've got 4 super chances in that race, and I think we'll run the trifecta.
Beautiful. And then just on our best of provincials, we've only got a handful down at the sunny coast on Saturday. Any of those 4 there that stand out for you? Yeah,
I think we got a couple. We got really some good each way chances. There's nothing there that you look at and you go, that's definitely going to win. But if I was going to throw a couple in, it'd be Lantau On and Dawson Director, both each way.
Yep, both going well here at home. And just before we get into the multis of the week, track work on Tuesday. We had a fair few go around. Also, Doomben trials on Monday. Anything catch your eye? Any of the older horses or anything up and coming in track work this week?
Yeah, I think, as I said earlier, Rockribbed was outstanding. He just keeps on going from strength to strength. Fleetwood was really good.
Yes.
And just hate spruiking a 2-year-old, but I think we've got a really nice crop of 2-year-olds this year, and I think they'll come out in, leading into the autumns, whatever else. But one of those was really on show on Tuesday. Warrego River, beautiful mover, really good action, and just knows what she's doing. So I think, like I said, I think we've got a really good bumper 2-year-old crop this year, and obviously with the expression of interest going out during the week, sort of leads nicely into Magic Millions. And if you are interested in jumping in something with us, get that expression of interest in. It just really safeguards you if you want to jump into a horse. Our horses do go very quickly. You put your expression of interest in, you get first crack at it. So Warrego River, keep an eye on it.
And now it is time for Cavs Corner for this week, supported by Brisbane Airport Hotels Group as always. No luck last week for himself or Matty for either of those multis. So the head-to-head battle is 1-0 to Cav at the moment. Let's head over to Cavs Corner with Cav and Matty for this week, and we'll hear their multis for this week's showdown.
Welcome to Cavs Corner for this week. This week we're going to travel to the Gold Coast. We'll go Fleetwood, top 2. Forgotten Spirit, top 2. Cheers. And before I go, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a safe one at that. Cheers.
Welcome back to Mad Maddie's Multi. Look, I really haven't had a good start the last 2 weeks, but this week I think I'm going to be back bigger and here for the win. So I'm going Now Is the Hour, top 2 into Bossed Up a Place. Good punting, guys.
All right, so we had Cav show his beautiful face here this morning, gave us a nice surprise, keeping an eye on us as always. So his multi for this week, Fleetwood top 2 into Forgotten Spirit top 2, both on Friday night at the Gold Coast, hoping to get that money early.
Look, I'm no oil painting, but to say Cav's beautiful face, that'll do me. You are looking into some sort of different mirror than I am, but
I haven't had a coffee yet this morning, so maybe I'm a blip
mate,
blurry.
there's something. I'll tell you, the old mental institution might be coming to see you. I reckon.
He'll
after
enjoy
saying that. But you know what, the Cavinator, it's back to something that probably works for him. You know, top 2, that sort of way is, and I think that's a pretty good multi.
Yep. And then we've also got Mad Maddie's multi. She's gone one of her favourites. Now is the hour top 2 into Bossed Up top 3. Will be short odds, but it should be a nice little banker for the weekend.
Well, I'm telling you something. We're not going to get rich taking that multi. I know that. And Maddie must have a lot of money because then she's just after a bit of bank interest. Because I reckon that'll be about $1.60 all up. So anyway, win's a win, I suppose.
True. Maybe for a bit of value, we could put all 4 in a multi. There, we've got a Friday night and a Saturday night. There we go. We'll do a nice team multi.
Dante, you're an ideas man, aren't you?
There we go.
Hey,
we'll try something like that.
You sit in your little corner sometimes, you just spruik up with these little great ideas.
I'll put $1 on that. There we go. So a nice summary of our runners for Friday and Saturday night. It looks to be a good weekend of racing ahead as we're leading into the Christmas time. Always a great time of year, and as we build up to the Magic Millions, hopefully we can get a couple of winners over the weekend, get some money into everyone's Christmas stockings. It should be a good weekend's racing.
Yeah, really looking forward to it, mate. As we said at the lead up, it's a really exciting time of the year. You know, it's probably our busiest time of the year, to be honest. You know, like there's a lot going on, particularly over Magic Millions when all that starts. But it starts really on Saturday, and hopefully, yeah, we can get a couple of winners. Bounce back from last weekend where, you know, it's been a long time, I reckon, since we had that many runners and sort of didn't get a winner. So we're really keen to get some really good rides from our jockeys. Ryan, Ange, Emily, everyone else, come on, let's get it right this week. Thank you.
Good luck, guys. Cheers.